Welcome back to Thrive America. I'm joined by good friend and my personal business coach, action coach Rick Crain. Rick, thanks for being on our show today.
You're welcome, Brent. It's great being here.
Uh, this is a course we're doing with Rick, and we've already produced a couple segments already. And there was one particular piece of information that I wanted to share with you, Rick, before we left off, which was your last point, which is wake up, get up, and show up. You talked a lot about some sports athletes and how they get up and they get up with a mission and a passion to do there and execute their job. And I thought, to me, that has to do with say you're going to a live event, like a networking event. And what if you took that same kind of mentality to a live networking event where you're getting in front of people and you just really got in there and you sought out the opportunity and you really were positive in that atmosphere, and you just maybe you gave some referrals away to people and made a real difference. And I kind of saw that as an example that I wanted to share with you to
It's a good example, Brent.
to do that. So,
You've been doing your homework.
well, I just think that's a way for me to really kind of wrap my head around executing that one principle. So here we're going to talk about your next one, which is interesting. So it's do your best and forget the rest. So can you illuminate this principle if you can?
Well, after you show up, Brent, and you show up enthusiastic and you're on top of your game and you prepared and you're ready to meet the challenges for that day, whether it's with customers or prospects or just your networking events, but you're enthusiastic about what you do and you have a passion for it, you need to, saying that we have is, if you give 100%, what should you expect back?
100%.
Right. So if you participate, the only failure is the failure to participate. So take that to your business. Are you participating in your business 100% of the time? Or are you slacking off? Are you maybe not addressing those taps on the shoulders, those problems, okay? So when I talk about do your best, it's really something that I live by. There's really three things. There's really three culture points that I live by. And one of those is, did you do your best? If you can ask yourself or ask your employees, did you do your best that day? That's really what do your best is all about, okay? So take that back to the athletic field, okay? You've heard Vince Lombardi, you've heard all the great coaches say it, okay? Let's go out there. Let's do our best. Let's leave it on the field. Okay? As long as we can say we did our best, we're not losers, no matter what the score is. So I guarantee you, if you do your best and you show up every day, do your best, good things are going to happen.
Were there other 2 points that you were going to make, or I also wanted you to talk about or address forget the rest? Does that mean that you're focusing more on your strengths, or what?
That means just be present, okay? Don't think about the next appointment. Don't think about what you didn't get done for the next day. Don't think about what you have to do, maybe a sick child at home. You've got to be present with that customer, with that person, with that business that day, okay? So whatever you do, be present, okay, and do your best.
So that leads us to your next element principle here, which is do the right things. Can you educate me on what you want to what this means to you?
Well, the employees, the people who produce your goods and services, your products and services, it may be you, but those are doing things right. But what leaders do in a company is they do the right things. So what's easy to do in this type of economy? Okay, maybe business goes down a little, maybe cut back, maybe cut some corners, okay? Maybe do things on the cheap, maybe charge a customer a little more that you normally wouldn't have because revenues are way down. So when I say do the right things, now is the time to step up the value. Now is the time to really look at your business and really see what's going on with your customers. Put yourself in their shoes and really understand what they're going through, and then go to work to solve their problems. And put that extra effort and make the right decisions for your business, but also with your customers in mind.
Can you give me a practical example of what you mean by adding value to someone who may not understand that principle?
Well, adding value is really what you do that goes above and beyond what your finished product or your finished service provides for the client. So for instance, to give you an example, after every coaching session, what I ask is, what extra value did you get from this session? Extra value outside of our agenda, what extra value did you get that has moved you closer to your goal? And I make sure that I have provided that extra value each and every session. There's a bicycle shop called Zane's Bicycles up in Connecticut. $15 million a year, single location. Okay? And what they do is, if your bike is broken or it's missing a link on a chain, or there's another part on it that is an emergency and your 10-year-old or even you can't ride your bike because it's got a malfunction, you can take it into Zane's and they fix your bike on the spot with any part that costs them under $1. So they get tons and tons of people coming in to get their bikes fixed. So now I want to picture a father and his 10-year-old son, and his son's bike, the chain broke, and they go by Zane's, and they get it fixed. You think he might buy that son a bike from Zane's knowing that he can take it in there all the time and get it fixed and get that extra value? So they've created quite a business from providing that extra value.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that with me. It kind of helps me understand that principle a little bit more, and hopefully to our viewers. And before we wrap this segment up, we were talking a little bit during the break, kind of what a coach does, and I kind of want to share with the viewers exactly what you do. We had a question asked from our audience in the break that he felt that a coaching is what a coach does is a real life MBA, and I thought that was an interesting element. It's kind of what you do is you've taken, for my example, you look at my industry and you examine what I'm doing, and you get in the trenches with me and help me to take things from a different perspective. I know how to work a camera and get in front of the camera and act, but I don't know how to run a business, and that's where you're helping me, because a lot of people ask me, what does a coach do? And I just wanted to share with the audience a little bit more about what you do and what you've done for me. So, well, let's wrap it up here, and we'll come right back with a little bit more from our business coach, Mr. Rick Crain.
Thanks, Brent.